Se.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Welcome to the Moonsong for Taurus in 2019. My name is Buipilo and I'm pleased to welcome you to my YouTube broadcast of the monthly Moonsongs, where we take time to dig into what the energy of this month is offering us and what we can look out to, how we can better prepare ourselves, and how we can learn to vibe with this energy through the facilitation of the monthly Moonsongs that I compose and release through my website. The song for this month is called Itshiye. It's available on my website, buipilomusic.com. All the details are on the description box below, as well as its meditation. I would just like to take a moment to thank everyone who tuned in to the live broadcast. I had some technical difficulties with going live on YouTube. I thought I had it together and it just all didn't work out at the time that I was supposed to go live. And eventually I did go live, but there was no audio. So that's what happened to that, and thanks for those that joined in and were patient and waited. I really do appreciate you so much. Thank you for your support. I did my best to put the video up as soon as possible, just so that I live up to what I promised you. So this is a very amazing time, as always. It is a very potent time, as always. We've been in Taurus season for the past three and a half weeks. We have about 9 more days left of this time, and then we'll be moving into Gemini. But before that, we have this big and beautiful full moon on Thursday in Scorpio. So a lot of things will be brought into light and illuminated, with this full moon. And Scorpio can be intense, energy. The intensity can actually be so very beneficial and so very useful. This is all about how you synchronize and harmonize, and how you vibe with the energy, rather than allow yourself to be fickle and not really understand. There's an aspect of each of these signatures within us, and this is the whole point of astrology from the African perspective. It's not just your sun sign, it's all these different aspects are always functioning within your being, within your vessel. And this is just another path of self-knowledge and self-understanding, self-actualization, into the path of knowing which aspect, how it's going to play out, so that you aren't surprised. And I just find that when you're informed, you know better. For example, if Mars is in retrograde, you know that no wonder you're really struggling to get up and do physical exercise, and so maybe this time is good for me to just rather focus on my meditations, or just things like that. Can just key you in on what's really going on. And so this month's song is called Itshiye. Itshiye in Setswana means don't leave yourself behind. And this is the theme and the message behind the monthly moon song. Don't leave parts of yourself behind. Don't leave issues and things from the past, reconciled. These are anything. We're energy beings, and anything that happens to us has an effect on us some way or another, subconsciously. More especially the things that happened to us when we were younger, because we were not yet informed, and times maybe where our energy was taken advantage of. We've been brought up in very judgmental systems, very controlling systems, very manipulative systems and ways of being, and we tend to be very abusive. Because we are abused. We ourselves are abused. When we abuse ourselves, we downplay ourselves, we downplay our talents, we downplay our ideas, because they don't fit into the world, and that sort of thing. And sadly, this wave is leading us into a path of self-destruction, of self-hate. I made a post earlier on YouTube and Facebook leading up to this video on how suicide begins way before the person actually decides to do that, to take that uphill. It's a series of events. It's a build-up of so much self-hate, lack of self-worth, lack of safety, safe space, especially amongst the youth. Suicide is the second leading cause of deaths in the youth and young adults. It's higher than even illnesses such as cancer, AIDS, but all these terminal illnesses. Suicide is actually higher ranking in terms of the number of deaths reported. And so mental health is a big concern. I've been seeing it come up so much just because it is so taboo. I feel still it's so not spoken about. It is so very much still a gray area. There's just so little understanding and research that has been done, within this realm. And I was very lucky for myself that I got very sick with Lyme's disease, and it was only through the docs that I saw prescribing magnesium to me and saying that that magnesium will help with the depression, because depression is a by-illness or by-symptom of the Lyme's disease. And I thought to myself, the depression, when he said that to me. And so I got the magnesium and I took it, and literally, within the day I realized how actually in a fog, in a mental fog I'd been for so long, and I was able to differentiate when I'm in that space and when I'm not. And I just feel that with depression, it's just so often misdiagnosed and misunderstood and not really known much about, that you just don't know. I didn't know. I wouldn't have ever thought, and I don't think I would have even been proud to say, oh, I'm depressed, or something like that. I think in many of our households, it's not even, it seems like one of those illnesses that are just, are you serious? Like, you're depressed? It's not taken seriously, and truly I think it's one of the biggest concerns of our time. It's beyond class, it's beyond financial standing, it's beyond all of those. It really is just this critical piece that is affecting all of us. And many would argue that it is more so in places or children who come from more fortunate backgrounds. And to a certain extent I do agree with this, because if you don't know where your next meal is, that pretty much is the only thing that's on your mind. That's all that you can have time to think about. Whereas it's more of a complex scenario that affects children who come from families that have some challenging dynamics and feel unheard. Now talking about the cause for the suicide, And so now, speaking to surviving this trauma, having survived the traumatic childhood, so somewhat survived, and making it as an adult, these dynamics, these things that took place as we were growing up, shaped and informed who we are. Many of these are unreconciled, and these unreconciled situations, are buried within us. They find ourselves subconsciously acting out, things that were given to us that were actually not good for us. Our bodies don't do well with conditional love. They don't do well with judgment and criticism, these low vibrational emotions, and studies have been conducted that show the effect that this has, that these emotions, these negative emotions have on the psyche and ultimately on our health. Now, I've been going through these motions within this Taurus cycle, where, because now coming to the energy of this cycle, and which is really calling forth within us to step forth boldly with who it is that we are here, that we are called to be, to step forth boldly and fully and in wholeness, in the wholeness of who we are. And we cannot do that if we've left parts of ourselves behind in the past, in the troubled past. Many times we had to bury who we were because the environment was not safe. Yet that is a critical aspect of yourself that you actually need to function. Maybe it's a critical aspect that you need to process your emotions, yet you have completely denied yourself of even tapping into that because you were teased for doing it, or the environment that you were in was just not in any way conducive or supportive of those endeavors. And so this cycle, this song, this Moonsong, is really calling us to dig into those places, because it can become really, really challenging to face life sabotaging ourselves and calling ourselves names, because that's what happens when we don't release that energy, when we don't forgive, when we don't let go. What happened to us, if we don't transform that energy into something and we harbor it in our being, we start to sabotage ourselves, we start to sabotage others, deflecting it onto others, manipulating and causing this very vicious cycle. And so it's just very, very key to be aware of what it is that is going on within your own mental space. Are you healthy? Are you inspired? Are you motivated? Are you positive? And if you're not, then why are you not? Start to ask yourself those questions. Start to give yourself that time and that love, in that space, to really try to find a better and a stronger sense of value for who you are. The Moonsong is available on my website, buipilomusic.com, along with its meditation. This month we are also launching the Moonsongs classes, so you're able to join for that at $50 a month, where you receive a lovely package which includes the monthly Moonsong for the month, its meditation, access to the live activation ceremony event where we do some exercises that key you into what the energy is about. We do some meditation, we sing and receive from the Moonsong. We do a bit of chatting. I give you some recommendations of what to look out for in the month. We speak about the cosmology, we speak about the folk tales behind what this energy supporting us with. And so it's a very, very lovely communal gathering, and you are able to attend this event live or via its recording. So wherever you are in the world, you can either join me live, it will be a Zoom recording, or you can access the live recording. So within that package, again, you also receive access to the private Facebook group, where any of the Bara Song Garden members, anyone who's taking the courses and who's learning metaphysics through music science with me is a part of. And it's a nice place to just co-create and engage with others and meet others, those that are like-minded. And so for $50 a month, that is the package, and that's what the Moonsongs classes and the course is all about. You can do a monthly subscription, or you can do just payment, month-to-month payment. You also can join me on Patreon. Please do have a look at my Patreon video on YouTube, where I speak about the different tiers that are available to members. I think the first tier is at $2 a month, where you receive a free download of the Moonsongs album from last year, which was Songs for Seeing Your Dreams Through. It's the first Moonsongs album, as well as the monthly Moonsong every month. And then the next tier is the monthly Moonsong and its meditation for $10 a month, where you receive that monthly, as well as the free download of the first Moonsongs album. And then the 50 tier, so there's all the different tiers that you can hear about in that Patreon video. So please do check it out, and if it seems like something you are interested in doing, please do join me in that space. Another wonderful way for us to engage and co-create as a community. There's a lot of interesting things that I'm looking to plan for that space. So I'm so excited about that. I will let you know very soon about the next event. We will be moving into Gemini season on the 21st, so from the 22nd you can expect the very first Moonsong, the Moonsong Inside installment right here, such as this one. And from next month on, you'll receive that Moonsongs package at the beginning of the cycle, so you have it to use for the 30-day period. And so I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope to see some of you there. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I do look forward to seeing you again. I wish you a beautiful week and happy full moon and happy birthday to all the Taurians out there. Sending you lots and lots of love.